Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel! Today, we're diving into a topic that might ruffle some feathers. We're talking about Apple's iconic AirPods. Now, don't get me wrong, I get the appeal. They're sleek, they're convenient, and they've become a status symbol. But are they really perfect? I've been using them for years, and while I appreciate a lot about them, I've also come across some significant downsides that nobody really talks about. So today, we're pulling back the curtain and getting real about the 5 bad things about AirPods. If you own a pair or are thinking about buying one, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this. Let's kick things off with the most serious issue, and that's the risk of hearing damage. This isn't just an AirPod problem. It's an issue with all earbuds, but AirPods make it incredibly easy to fall into bad habits. Think about it. They're designed for long listening sessions. You pop them in on your commute, at the gym, while working, even while doing chores. Their noise cancellation is pretty good, especially on the Pro models, which tempts us to crank up the volume to block out the world. The problem is, our ears adapt. What sounds loud at first starts to feel normal after a few minutes, so we nudge the volume up just a little bit more. Over time, listening at high volumes, even for just an hour a day, can cause permanent, irreversible hearing loss. It's called noise-induced hearing loss, and it's a silent danger because it happens gradually. You don't just wake up one day unable to hear. Instead, you might start noticing a faint ringing in your ears, a condition called tinnitus, or find it harder to understand conversations in noisy places. The World Health Organization has warned about this, and it's a serious public health concern. So while the convenience of having your favorite podcast or playlist just a tap away is great, we have to be incredibly mindful of the volume. Use the built-in features on your phone to set volume limits and take regular breaks. Your hearing is precious, and once it's gone for good. Alright, let's move on to the second point, and it's a big one. The cost. Let's be honest, AirPods are expensive. A standard pair will set you back a considerable amount. And if you want the Pro models with noise cancellation and better features, you're looking at a serious investment. You could argue that you're paying for the Apple ecosystem, the seamless pairing, and the brand name. And that's fair, but when you strip all that away and look at the core function delivering audio to your ears, are they really worth the premium? The market for true wireless earbuds is absolutely flooded with amazing alternatives right now. Brands like Sony, Bose, Sennheiser, and even newer companies like Anker and Jabra offer products with comparable and sometimes even superior sound quality, better battery life, or more effective noise cancellation for a fraction of the price. For the cost of one pair of AirPods Pro, you could potentially buy 2 or even 3 pairs of high-quality earbuds from other reputable brands. So you have to ask yourself, are you paying for performance? Or are you paying for the little white sticks that signal you're part of the Apple Club? For many people on a budget, or for those who simply prioritize audio quality over brand prestige, the high price tag of AirPods is a major drawback that's hard to justify. Now, for our third point. Something I'm sure many of you have experienced firsthand. They are ridiculously easy to lose. The very thing that makes AirPods so appealing, their small, sleek, and wireless design is also their greatest weakness. They are tiny. The case is small enough to disappear into the depths of a backpack or slip out of your pocket without you noticing. And the individual buds? They're even worse. I can't count the number of horror stories I've heard or read online. Someone takes one out to talk to a coworker and puts it on their desk, only for it to be swept away with some papers. Another person is running for the bus, and one just pops out of their ear and tumbles into a storm drain. It's a heart-stopping moment. You might have the Find My feature, but let's be real. If the battery is dead or it's somewhere out of Bluetooth range, that feature is pretty much useless. And losing one bud is incredibly frustrating because you're left with a half-functional product replacing a single AirPod, or the case is also not cheap. Apple charges a hefty fee for replacements, which just adds insult to injury. This constant, low-grade anxiety about losing a very expensive piece of tech is a real downside. You end up being overly cautious, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a convenient, carefree audio accessory. It's a design flaw that comes with the territory of true wireless, but it feels particularly painful with AirPods because of their cost. This brings us to our fourth point. A problem that plagues almost all modern electronics, but feels especially acute with AirPods. Battery degradation. When you first get your AirPods, the battery life is great. You can listen for hours on a single charge, and the case holds multiple It feels like magic. But fast forward a year, maybe two, and the story changes dramatically. Those 5-hour listening sessions turn into 3, then 2, then maybe just 1 hour before you hear that dreaded low battery chime. The tiny lithium-ion batteries inside each AirPod have a finite number of charge cycles. Every time you use them and put them back in the case to charge, you're using up one of those cycles. And because they're so small, they degrade much faster than the battery in your iPhone or your laptop. The worst part, they are not designed to be repaired. The batteries are glued inside a sealed plastic shell, making it virtually impossible for you or even a third-party repair shop to replace them. Apple's battery service is essentially just selling you a replacement unit at a reduced, but still significant cost. This turns your expensive AirPods into a disposable product with a built-in expiration date. It's not just bad for your wallet. It's terrible for the environment. You're forced to either live with frustratingly short battery life or shell out more money to replace a product that is otherwise perfectly functional. This planned obsolescence is a major drawback that makes the high initial cost feel even less justifiable. Finally, let's talk about our 5th point. Something that's a bit uncomfortable but really important. Potential ear health issues. We wear AirPods for hours on end, creating a warm, sealed environment in our ear canals. This is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and fungus. The silicone tips on the Pro models, or even the plastic shell of the standard AirPods, can trap moisture and sweat. This lack of ventilation can lead to a range of problems, from mild irritation and itchiness to full-blown ear infections, sometimes called otitis. Furthermore, some users have reported allergic reactions to the materials used in the AirPods, causing redness, dry skin, or discomfort. Another issue is earwax buildup. Having an object in your ear canal for long periods can push earwax deeper inside, potentially leading to blockages. This can cause temporary hearing loss, a feeling of fullness in the ear, or even dizziness. Of course, regular cleaning of your AirPods is crucial to mitigate these risks. You should be wiping them down with a soft, dry cloth and cleaning any gunk out of the speaker mesh. But let's be honest, how many of us are actually doing that as often as we should? The convenience of just popping them in and out means we often neglect basic hygiene. It's a hidden health risk that comes with the convenience of all-day wear, and it's definitely something every AirPod user needs to be aware of and proactively manage. So, to wrap things up, while AirPods are undoubtedly a triumph of design and marketing, they're far from perfect. We've talked about the serious risk of hearing damage from long-term high-volume use. We've covered their steep price point in a market filled with cheaper, high-quality alternatives. We've lamented how incredibly easy they are to lose, causing constant anxiety. We've highlighted their limited lifespan due to battery degradation, turning them into expensive, disposable tech. And finally, we've touched on the potential ear health issues from prolonged use. My goal here isn't to tell you not to buy AirPods. It's to give you a complete, balanced picture so you can make an informed decision. If you own them, be mindful of these issues. Protect your hearing, clean your earbuds, and try not to lose them. If you're thinking of buying them, weigh these downsides against the benefits of the Apple ecosystem. Are there better options out there for you? Maybe. It all depends on your priorities. What do you think? Do you agree with these points, or are there other downsides I missed? Let me know your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more honest tech reviews. See you in the next one.